Well, I'm gonna go do the dishes.
Cool.
It'd be nice if you helped me.
No problem. We'll get them a little bit later. I'm just going to hit the streets here for a little bit.
Gary, come on. I don't want to do them later. Let's just do them now. Take 15 minutes.
Oh, honey, I am so exhausted. I just honestly want to relax for a little bit. If I could just sit here, let my food digest, and just try to enjoy the quiet for a little bit. Get some. That's what happens. And we will, we can clean the dishes tomorrow.
Gary, I don't like waking up to a dirty kitchen.
Who cares?
I care, all right? I care. I busted my ass all day cleaning this house and then cooking that meal, and I worked today. It would be nice if you said thank you and helped me with the dishes.
Fine. I'll help you do the damn dishes.
Oh, come on. You know what? No, that's not what I want.
You just said that you want me to help you do the dishes.
I want you to want to do the dishes.
Why would I want to do dishes? Why?
See, that's my whole point.
Okay, let's pick this apart. All right, so in this little clip here, I love this clip so much because it really shows the pettiness and the unhealthy communication that goes on in marriages and relationships. So we're going to pick this apart. Okay, first of all, let me pull up my notes here. Okay, so I want to point out what she did right and then what she did wrong. Like basically more of a not right and wrong scenario, but more of a healthy way of doing it and a non-healthy way of doing it. Okay, so first of all, the first thing that she did right in this scenario is she asked for help, right? That is totally good. You want to ask for help. You do. The way she asked for help and the intentions behind it and the demeanor behind it was unhealthy, very unhealthy. So, so here she is, right? You can obviously tell as she's standing there that she's just thinking, ugh, he's just being so stupid sitting there and he doesn't even know. And I did all this work and he's just being lazy right now and he doesn't even notice how much help I need and what I went through today. How selfish of him. Okay. So what she's not getting is that she is also being incredibly selfish because all she's thinking about is what she went through that day. She's not taking consideration of how he's feeling right now. How did his work day go? What is so mind-blowing to me is that he finally says, oh, fine, I won't have my relaxing moment. And he throws the remote and says, all right, I love my wife more than I love the moment that I'm having relaxing here. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to go help her. But then she's like, you know what? I don't want this. I don't want this. Well, you just wanted me to help. Yeah, but I want you to want to help. Who wants to do dishes? Nobody does. She's like, no, that's not the point. I want you. What she's looking for is for a show of love. But she's going about it in the wrong way. Absolutely wrong. She doesn't realize the show of love was right there. The fact that he was man enough to put down that remote control and get up and help her despite his attitude about it. It was showing love. He's accepted, to come and help. And then she's upset because he doesn't want to. His attitude is like, oh, I don't want to be doing this. Of course he doesn't want to be doing this. He'd rather be sitting and relaxing. And of course she would rather be doing that too. But she can't relax until the dishes is done. But that's not a him problem. It's a her problem. It's okay that you want it clean. It's okay that she wants it, she doesn't want to wake up to it. I feel the same way. I don't like that either. But he doesn't feel the same way, obviously, in this clip. And you can't force that. You can't force him to feel the same way. It's okay that he doesn't feel the same way. It's okay if he wants to put it off. He's an adult. He's allowed to. He works hard too. She does not have a right to criticize him or expect him to read her mind on what she actually wants. So she's trying to drive a point to him about how, well, I don't want you to help if you're going to have this attitude, right? But it's like, look, he is literally saying okay because he loves you and his relationship more than he loves the game and being on the couch, right? He doesn't want to do this right now. And of course, he's going to have an attitude like that because it's the dishes. It's not like you were asking him to go to a fun party with him. Of course, that he's going to feel like that. Oh, I don't want to do it. Because you don't want to do it. Nobody wants to do it. It could have ended there. She could have been like, thank you. I know you really wanted to relax. I just need this. I can't relax until this is done. And I really don't want to do it by myself. I'm too tired. I appreciate this so much. I'm just like, reward you later or whatever type of thing. So you get the dishes done. You praise him with gratefulness. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry. I'm so, that this is inconvenient, but I'm grateful that you love me so much that you're willing to inconvenience yourself type of thing. Right. But no. And then I could have gone on peacefully. He could have sat down, finished his game. Maybe they could have even thought like, hey, why don't we watch a movie together? And maybe he just like, oh, I really wanted a game. That's fine, you game. I'm going to catch up on my book or something that I want to do. Or I'm going to watch this series or something. Or I'm going to have a minute and unwind for the night. And then just think about it. They're peaceful. They go to bed. And they're just feeling good about each other and themselves. And it's fine, right? It could have ended right there. Right? But no, it continues and it gets worse, as you will see.
Point.
Let me see if I'm following this, okay? Are you telling me that you're upset because I don't have a strong desire to clean dishes?
No, I'm upset because you don't have a strong desire to offer to do the dishes.
I just did.
After I asked you.
Okay.
Jesus, Brooke, you're acting crazy again.
Don't you call me crazy. I am not crazy.
I didn't call you crazy. I didn't call you crazy. No, I didn't. I said you're acting crazy.
You know what, Gary? I asked you to do one thing today, one very simple thing, to bring me 12 lemons, and you brought me 3.
God damn it. If I knew that it was going to be this much trouble, I would have brought home 24 lemons. Even 100 lemons. You know what I wish? I wish everyone that was at that goddamn table had their own little private bag of lemons.
Gary, it's not about the lemons.
Well, that's all you're talking about.
I'm just saying it'd be nice if you did things that I asked. It would be even nicer if you did things without me having to ask you. Come on, you knew I was working today and I made that meal and you could have thought to yourself, you could have said, I think I'm going to get Brooke some flowers.
Okay, wow. That was a lot. A lot of pettiness. Okay, so do you see... Okay, let me help you pick this apart. So, first of all, she's like, okay, I want you to want to help me, right? So she has this expectation that he's going to want to help her. And as a guy, especially, it's... Okay, they're not wired that way. They can't. This is in the category of you need to read my mind. I'm sorry, ladies, but this is not realistic. Her expectations were not realistic. Every day when he wakes up and goes to work and does what he does is for her, is for the benefit and the health of the relationship. But because they're not fulfilling this fantasy that's inside of our heads, that's like, yeah, but I want you to just automatically, be like, oh, the dishes need doing. I should get up and do them. That's not going to happen. It might happen once in a while if you start manifesting, if you start using all, a lot of these wonderful tools that are effective, if you start appreciating more. If you start appreciating more and you start being more, helpful and less critical, you're going to get that back, right? Okay, real quick. Whatever you give is what you're going to get back. She's giving criticism, and as you see, she's going to get back criticism, okay? He's trying to make sense of this because none of this truly does not make sense to him. It's not because he's stupid. It's not because he's, out of tune. It's literally because he can't read her mind. He has no idea what's going on inside of here and what she has these expectations that she is now communicating, but she's coming out communicating it in a very unhealthy way. She's angry when she's doing it, for one. That's step one, not a good time, right? not a good time when you're angry and hurt, right? And she's basically accusing him, and he's standing there going, how am I suddenly on the judgment seat when I didn't even know I was doing anything wrong, right? I'm just being an adult and trying to, be me. And how is being me suddenly a crime, right? Do you see this? I hope that you can start to see this, because it is important for the health of any relationship you get into, because it doesn't matter what relationship that you get into. If you keep up this kind of attitude, it will keep going around in this ugly, unhealthy circle, okay? So let's break this cycle, okay? Let's learn from past experiences and relationships, and let's do better, okay? All right. So there's that. Okay.
You said on our very first date that you don't like flowers, that they're a waste of money.
Every girl likes flowers, Gary.
You say that you don't like flowers. I'm supposed to take that to mean that you do like flowers?
No, this is not about. You're not getting it. You're not getting this, Gary. Okay, it's not about the lemons. It's not about the flowers. It's not about the dishes. It's just about, how many times do I have to drop hints about the ballet?
And we have to point out real quick that from her going from lemons to flowers to ballet, he's just blindsided by all this. He really is. And now he's wishing that he had really understood her and that he had gotten all, and now he's in panic mode of like, how did I get here and how do I repair it? Because it doesn't matter what I say, it seems like I'm getting myself deeper. This is really unfair. Okay, stop. That's childish. The whole thing is childish. Absolutely childish. Stop. Clear communication. Stay on point. She's not on point because either she doesn't know how to articulate what she really, really wants, what the root cause here is going on, or she doesn't want to have to say it. She wants him to just get it and know it. And that right there, not healthy. Okay? He's not going to. You have to communicate it. You can be like, look, I'm sorry. Like at this point, it could have been, she could be like, okay, forget everything. I'm sorry. Look, my root issue here is I really just, I'm hoping that you would notice when I need help and jump in and rescue me. I need a hero right now. And I was just hoping for that. And then putting out the understanding, I realize you're tired too. You had a rough day. And that was totally unfair of me to have that kind of expectation. I'm really sorry. And just like, I know you love me. You went to work for us today. And I know that alone is you love me. And you are so sweet to me, and name off, good things that they've done to you. And even then the night could have gone better. It could have, but no, it doesn't. It gets worse, right? Because it's so hard when we're that angry to let go of all this pride. And it's so important that if you're feeling this way, you need to make sure that you are not having this kind of conversation when you're angry, because you're not going to be communicating in a healthy manner. Okay?
Come on, man. I did that for you. How do you show up for me?
The sad part here is that she doesn't realize how he's already been showing up for her, so to speak, right? She asked, how do you show up for me? Well, he does that every day by just going to work, by being there. Like, she doesn't realize how much that he's already showing up. She's not seeing it because it's not what she's expecting. And not surprising that the entire conversation moved from dishes and wanting him to want to help on his own, all the way from flowers to suddenly ballet, right? Because obviously she has all this pent up frustration. First of all, she feels like, if you've seen the movie, you know the whole context. But she's upset about this ballet because he hates the ballet. She loves the ballet. And he doesn't want to go to the ballet, which he's allowed to hate the ballet. He's allowed to not like it. And she does make a good point, which I think I may have cut off this part. And if I did, I'll reiterate it. But she says it's not about, it's not about you hating the ballet. It's about you loving the person that loves the ballet. Now, there she says something that's actually, she's right, 100%. And because later she talks about how, well, I went to I went to the game. I don't know what game it was. It was a game. And she's like, that wasn't fun for me, but I went because I loved you. Yes, she's absolutely right about that. A healthy relationship, you need to You don't have to love everything your spouse does, okay? It's not necessary. But you can love and respect the fact that they love it and it makes them happy. And the fact that it makes them happy should bring you some joy, even if you hate that activity, right? And you don't have to love it, but you can love them enough to go with them, right? And it's not fair for okay, so she went to the game, and they go to games they might go to games every once in a while, right? They may, and then ballet could be every once in a while. But to make your spouse always go and want to go is unrealistic, right? And to expect them to hate it and not make fun of it when they don't like it, because some people are just going to do that, is not fair. You can't take it personally. The fact that they went with you, the fact that they're willing, or if they maybe weren't willing, that's okay. Well, maybe they can love and respect it from afar. Like, hey, I'm going to go with my girlfriends to the ballet. And just like, one of these days, I wish you would come with me. But here's the thing. You don't want to put the guilt on them and make them feel like they need to change who they are for you. That's not why we get into a relationship, okay? We get into a relationship as is. I love you from where you are, and together let's grow, okay? You see that? Okay.
I'm up on the bus every damn day for you.
Come on,
I'm busting my ass to be the best tour guide in the damn city so I can make enough money to support both of us. All I ask, Brooke, is that you show a little bit of appreciation, that I just get 20 minutes to relax when I come home instead of being attacked with questions and nag the whole damn time.
You think that I nag you?
Okay, it baffles me beyond belief that she is unaware that she is nagging him. She is literally nagging him. Like, okay, if you're one of those women who are like, hey, are you going to wear that? Why are you wearing that? Oh, that belt doesn't match with those shoes. Oh, could you please pick up? You left, your underwear on the floor. Please pick that up. Pick that up. Hey, could you put away those dishes that you left out? Could you put away this? Could you do that? Hey, I need this. Please take out the trash. And just like, hey, we really got to get to where we got to get going on time. La, 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 la. Nag, nag, nag. What if somebody was doing that to you all day? You would definitely feel nagged, okay? So nagging, no, not okay, not okay. You are not their mother. They had one, and you don't need to act or be one. Nagging is not your job. Loving and respecting them is. And same with them.
That's all you do! All you do is nag me. The bathroom's a mess. Your belt doesn't match. Hey, Gil, you should probably go work out. Nothing I ever do is ever good enough.
The sad part about this is that instead of her hearing what he was saying, which was totally logical, he's like, hello, all these things are nagging. This is nagging. And I just want to be able to just have a moment and not feel like I'm not good enough. And this is sad. It's because of how she speaks to him, because she's telling him this, like, pick up that, why don't you do this, and all this nagging, and even the conversation they had before about the dishes. You're literally making him feel like they're not enough. And the real sad part about this is her standing there. You'd think she's like, oh, she's getting some realizations. Yay. No. Instead, she retaliates and be like, well, fine. She goes on the defensive and victim side. She still remains a victim. And it doesn't go well.
I don't deserve this. I really do not deserve this.
Okay. She is 100% right. She does not deserve this. That is the most correct thing she has said throughout the entire thing, and the thing that made the most sense. She does not deserve what she is doing to herself. Okay? You get that? She does not deserve what she is doing to herself. You do not deserve what you are doing to yourself. It is not his fault you feel the way you feel. It's not your mother's, your grandmother's, your father's, nobody's fault. It's nobody's responsibility. You feel the way you feel because you have chosen it. And you could have chosen it because Maybe you have some past trauma that's making it harder for you to choose a better way, a healthier way, because you're ingrained or trained to think a certain way or whatever. There's people with like religious trauma. There's people with like, they grew up with abuse, whatever, okay? That can come into play. Maybe your hormones are all out of whack. Maybe you need to look at your nutrition, your vitamins, okay? Maybe there's a physical thing aspect to it that's affecting your brain, that's making it harder for you to grasp, good. Or maybe you don't feel worthy of good things, so you self-sabotage. And you keep self-sabotaging because you don't feel worthy. You need to first, number one, okay, accept yourself. Realize you already are worth it and worthy. You already are amazing, okay? Accept that. Believe it. It's going to take time, okay? It's not going to happen in a day. You need to maybe do some meditation and say, I am powerful and beautiful, and God has made me so. I can do amazing things, and I'm happy because I choose to be. My happiness does not rely on others. It does not depend upon others' decisions or expectations. I alone hold those. I alone am in control of my happiness. You are, no matter what's happened to you, no matter how your relationship looks right now. You can and are allowed to be happy, okay? So for you to try to put what she's doing in this whole thing is she's putting her happiness. Well, I would be a lot happier in this relationship if he would just willingly do the dishes on his own without me having to ask. Or if he wanted to go to the ballet with me. No, that's not realistic. You're never going to have a happy relationship. If you married someone that was always doting like that and always jumping and doing the dishes, that means they're probably not happy and they're a masochist. That means their love languages serve, and because they know you expect and demand it, masochists usually can read hints. Okay? Usually they understand hints. Now, I'm going to give you an example of hinting. So I didn't grow up in a family or with a mother that hinted in any way, shape, or form. Okay? We said what we wanted. We were clear about it. Boom. Okay? I married into a family who is absolutely amazing and I love them. However, they hint. And I don't pick up on hints. I didn't. So when I was first in here and when my husband and I were living in my mother-in-law's house, because, my father-in-law's health was going downhill. He had developed Alzheimer's and it was a messy situation. And one of my other-in-laws was going through a divorce and they were living at the house too. And so it was just overwhelming for her. So we were coming to help. And she is the sweetest, most wonderful person. And I love and adore her. But she was in the habit of hinting and I didn't know. And whenever we'd have like company coming or anything, she'd make a list. I need these things done. I'm like, perfect. But my routine and my schedule for the day was so much different than hers, which is fine. When I got up, my first responsibility as a mother, I needed to feed my sons. I had 2 sons at the time. I needed to feed them. That was what I was. Okay. As soon as I feed my sons, and I get ready for the day, then I will start on this list with my mother-in-law. She was already been up before me. She had already gotten started on lists. And I'm like, oh, I see that you're busy. Let me see, how can I help? What on this list, split it in half. Give me half of it. I'll take care of this half. You take care of that half to lighten her load. She's like, oh, great. That'd be great. So she gave me half of the list and said, okay, do these things. Perfect. I'm going to feed my sons and get ready, and then I'll get on it. Before I can get done, I finish feeding my sons, and before I can even get ready, she's done it. And I was confused. I'm like, wait, you gave me that half of the list. I'm going to do it. I didn't understand why she suddenly just did it. And she seemed frustrated, and I was just like, and now she's way overwhelmed. She's overworked herself. She's, and then she ends up getting into a huge conflict with her older son, and her day is blowing up in her face. And I'm just like trying to help. I'm just like, and then now I find myself whenever I had to ask her, give me part of the list. Now I'm racing to get to it before her so she doesn't overwhelm herself. And I'm exhausting myself trying to make it so she's not exhausting herself. Eventually, when I'm laminating to my husband one night and I'm just like, I don't get why she's doing it. And I'll explain what she said and how she said things. And he's like, you realize that was a hint. When she means, yes, when you say you're going to help, she thinks you're going to do it right then. And for you to suddenly go do something else, to her that says that you're not going to help. But that wasn't the case. And another night she had said, well, I'm going to go in the kitchen and do the dishes or whatever. And then my husband had to point out to me, that was a hint to go help. And I was like, oh, really? So finally, I'm like, okay, because I love her. She's one of my best friends. And I just adored her. Her and I were like, kept each other going. Seriously. So finally, I'm like, you know what? She doesn't understand me and how I tick and how I just don't get hints. And I'm only understanding it because my husband was kind enough to point things out to me because he understood his mother, right? Because he grew up with it. So he understood it. And he grew up with sisters who did the same thing. Okay. So I finally found the right moment. I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know that if you need something done and you need it done at a certain time, say it. Say, Buffy, I need this done. Or if I come up to you and then you say, I actually need this done right now. And then I'll be able to say, hey, I've got to feed my sons first. Can you wait? If that can't wait, give me something that can be done a little later and we'll switch up the chores or whatever, right? And I'll say, and I'll let her know, I don't do hints. I don't understand hints. She was like, oh, you don't? And I'm like, no. So if you need help with something, just say it, please. I want to help. Just say it. And let me tell you, because I communicated that and I communicated it in such a healthy, helpful, non-defensive manner or offended manner or anything, our relationship got even better and we grew even more and we understood each other and we felt comfortable just saying things to each other, right? And your marriage can be like that. Do you see the healthy pattern I had? Like I was willing to help, but I wasn't doing it in the way that she expected, but I couldn't read her mind. And she didn't understand, and she didn't put it together that, oh, Buffy doesn't get that I needed this done right now because she didn't use enough words. So use more words that are straightforward and less confusing. Not like how the actress did it. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on her name. I know her well. I think she's a great actress. Don't expect me to remember the name right now. I can't remember my own children's name. But Jennifer Aniston, right? I think I said her name right. Anyway, she did not. She went on all these trails. And this long, drawn out, like, from flowers to lemons to ballet. Nobody can make sense of that because they can't read your mind. My husband says to me all the time, I didn't get that. You needed more words. And I immediately will apologize and be like, I'm so sorry. You're right. I needed more words. I get how you took that wrong. And because we'll have, okay, let me clarify. You need to clarify. So in that moment, the other actor who I also know, but I'm not going to remember his name either right now, and it doesn't matter. The male actor, he's trying to have clarifications like, oh, so you're saying that I should have bought you flowers, that you want flowers now? Because clearly she had stated that she thought they were a waste of money. So he thought, well, if I buy her flowers, that's not going to make her happy. So now he's not going to do it. So if you say, I don't want Valentine's, because I know there's a lot of women out there, oh, I don't want anything for Valentine's. You don't have to get me anything. But really, you're hoping that he'll just do it. Because what you're doing, and it is not fair, is you're testing him. You're testing him to see if does he really love me? And if he does, he'll know that to actually get me the chocolates and flowers for Valentine's. No. He thinks now, because you said that, if I get her that, she's going to be like, oh, it's going to be rejected. I'm going to be wasting my time and money. And that's not going to make her happy. I'll tell you what, men want to make you happy. They do. They really do. They want to make you happy. It makes them happy to make you happy, but they can't read your mind. So if you're going to say something like she did, how I think flowers are a waste of money, he thinks, oh, check that. She thinks those are a waste of money. Don't buy her that because it won't make her happy. That's not how I make her happy. Got it. Ding. Right? And then she has all these expectations of like, I want you to suddenly jump in and help willingly and see that I need help. I'm sorry. Not everybody's observant. And men aren't always the most observant. They aren't. It's just that they aren't. And that's okay. We are more observant. And to our benefit, especially as mothers, because I notice things my husband doesn't. With he's like, oh, well, I'm glad you noticed that, because I'm on my guard all the time, because I am out for their welfare all the time, because I am there. It's my job to nurture them. My husband's going to work. I am so blessed that I don't have to go out and actually hold a job. I've had to before with my kids, and that's hard. And many women who do that, it is so hard to be a mom and to have to go out and work. It is. And I know that every time that I've had to work and my husband is working and we have a kid, that I never obligated him to do chores and he didn't obligate me. We just did it when each one had time. Okay, well, the dishes haven't been done for 2 days. I'm really tired and I know he's tired, but I've got a minute. I might as well get them done, right? That doesn't make you better than him. That's just like, yay. And then maybe he'll do that for you. That's how my husband and I switched off, right? And luckily for me, I was able to take my baby to my job. I was a caregiver and all that. But anyway, so he's trying to make sense of this conversation. He's trying to be like, wait a minute, right? I thought flowers didn't make you happy, but they do. And it's just like, wait, because men are logic. They are logic. They're going to believe, like, wait, whenever we're given a compliment, oh, you look so pretty today, immediately we disregard it. Oh, no, my hair, and you don't really mean it. You don't really mean it, right? If you say, I love you to your man, he takes it for its face value. I love you. Aw, you have just given him the world in that moment. But for whatever reason, men say, I love you to us, and all of a sudden we have all these excuses why maybe he doesn't. We start thinking, well, if you really loved me, you'd be doing those dishes right now. And if you really loved me, you would have noticed that I was overwhelmed with changing a diaper while my other child, my other 2-year-old, was screaming at me that she wanted some water. And you would have jumped in and you would have saved me. No. He was really involved in whatever he was watching, and everything else was tuned out. Or he didn't even hear you. Maybe he left the room. He didn't even know, right? I can't tell you how many times where I've been oblivious, where my kids have come to me, did you see that I needed help? I'm like, actually, no, I didn't. I tuned you out, because I've gotten so used to tuning out, because there's so much chaos and screaming all the time with 6 kids, that it's so easy to just tune it all out and be like, that's a normal sound. And that's a normal sound, right? It's the silence and the certain type of screaming that I jump up for, right? But nobody gave a scream that was unusual. So I didn't see any reason to get up, right? Okay, same thing. So if you're a mother and you go through that, you're going to understand that's exactly kind of what your husband is going through, okay? So I loved this little clip because it illustrated perfectly what I am all against, okay? That whole thing was petty. We need to pick apart the petty and stop it. We need to start having healthy, real communication. It is okay to express your feelings. It's okay to say what you want. Don't do it in a crazy manner like Jennifer did, okay? Don't do that. It's not going to get you anywhere but a relationship that's falling apart, okay? Wait till you're calm and you can really think through logically. And I have a tool. It is one of my best tools. Marriage tool, okay? And it is having fictitious arguments inside your head. This is amazing. I'm going to be doing an email, possibly a podcast on it soon. But we'll touch on it just a titch right here, just for a few seconds, is you literally, instead of letting what's upsetting you come out of your mouth, you literally have a fictitious argument in your head with your spouse. You say what you want to say, swear, whatever that you're so angry about. Allow yourself, because it's important that you don't bottle it up. You let yourself feel these feelings. You let all the pettiness come out inside of your head. You say what you want to say to them. Then you imagine what they say back to you, and then you say back to them, and you just keep this going on for as long as you need to get out that anger, to get out energy. Maybe you need to go for a run. Maybe that's not how you do things. Maybe you need to go for a run and do it, right? You need to also physically get that out, right? There are ways to do this. So, and then once you're able to get that out, then release it. Let it go. Don't stay there. Don't stay in victim mode, okay? Because Jennifer was in victim mode for 100% of the time. She could have let the night be peaceful, but she chose to make it this crazy thing, okay? And I know a lot of people, I'm sure, a lot of women, when they watch that, they're like, yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah, totally validating me. Well, you're in victim mode too, okay? Yes, it does validate you because that's how you feel, but that's how you're choosing to feel. It doesn't have to be that way. That's an unhealthy way to feel about it, okay? We need to change our perspectives, okay? All right. I never like to leave a video without reiterating some steps and what to work on right now, okay? Remember what I said earlier? Step 1, realize you are already enough, okay? 2, your happiness is always in your hands, not in anybody else's, okay? 3, fictitious arguments in your head are helpful. Get that energy out however you've got to, right? Don't let the toxicity come out of your mouth. Approach when you are calm and thinking logically and less emotionally, okay? Start manifesting. Start being respectful. Start saying, hey, thank you so much for all you do. Or even just like when she approached him, a better way to approach him, when he was sitting there playing it, hey, I'm so sorry. I realize you're in the middle of a game. Could you pause for are you able to pause for a second? And just showing that you respect right off. And just like, I want to sit down and relax too, but I just can't without getting the dishes done. And I just am too tired to do it by myself. I know this is a me issue, but would you mind getting up and helping me, please? If you really are too tired, because I know you've had a busy day, it's totally fine. No obligation, no hurt feelings. I'm going to go in and do that. If you could, that would be awesome. Right? Do you see the difference there? You show respect coming into it. You have love. You show appreciation for what they've already done today. You're not discounting what they've already done. And then if they say, I'm just too tired, I don't want to, can't we just do it tomorrow? And be like, no, it's fine. And don't be like, it's fine, right? None of that. No, none of that. And maybe if he's already trained to do, because I have a friend, she's already trained her husband that when she says, that's fine, that she is now going to give him the silent treatment and she's seething, okay? Not healthy. So if you train her to do that, avoid using those same words. And try to be reassured and just go up and give him a big kiss. It's okay, babe. I got this. You just chill. And I love you so much. And if he starts to question it, or if he gets up and starts helping you, you're like, oh my gosh, thank you. Seriously, you don't have to. I know you're tired. Or you can go back to you. But then if he suddenly blows up and he's like, well, you wanted my help, didn't you? Then don't take that personally. It's because he's coming from a place because he's worried about what you're already thinking and how you're reacting, right? You're like, no, it's all right. And then when your dishes are done, you're like, thank you so much. He's like, no problem. And then just praise him for it. And then realize he still might be suspicious and might react in a certain way because you've already been treating him this way. Okay, I realize this is a lot of content and this is pretty long. But this is such huge information. Okay? All right. Good luck, everybody. I know you can do this. It's a way of just raising yourself higher, leveling up. You can have a higher way of doing life, a higher way of doing marriage. You don't need to be down here anymore, not one more day, okay? This doesn't need to happen for one more day. You can make the changes today because you have all the power and all the control, okay? So get going on that. All right, rock on.